Nation of Fitin10, it is day 4 of the challenge, and hopefully by now you've got your wheels in motion, right? You're getting a good source of protein every meal. Like I said, right? Complete protein, hopefully. Talk about that in a second. Hopefully you're starting to measure stuff out. Hopefully it's going in your journal, okay? Or you're attempting to do it. Okay, at the very least, you're getting a good source of protein and carbohydrate every meal, and it's from a real whole food source, right? Literally, it's in the form of either something that was just picked, pulled, harvested, or killed, okay? This is really going to make a difference. Your diet makes a difference. The amount that you eat and what you eat makes a huge difference. The only place that you get energy in from is your food. Okay? The only way that your body can put on fat, that can put it on, okay? Can put on bulk. The only way is through energy intake. Your body's never going to get fat or bulky from doing any kind of exercise. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay? And yes, heavy weight training, okay? Any form of movement will not put fat on the body. The fat comes from your intake of food. Okay, that's where the fat comes from. All right, we need to control this. We need to control what you're eating and the amounts. This makes a huge difference. Okay, so I cannot, like, you're gonna hear me, you're probably gonna get sick of me saying this, but it makes not just a little difference, it makes a huge difference. Huge. I don't want to say it's everything, but it's a lot. Okay? Obviously, exercise matters too, but that always seems to be the easier part, right? You just go in, you do it, and then it's done. You know, it's not like an everyday thing that you're focusing on. The food is an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing all day long, essentially, right? That's what makes us hard, right? So I want you to think about the amounts. Right? We've got to control the amounts, we've got to control what we eat, we've got to control where it's coming from. Okay? This is really, really, really important. All right. In MyFitnessPal, I can't remember how MyFitnessPal is set by default. I've got mine set up, so I've got meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, meal 5, meal 6. I just go into my settings, I change that. You could do breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. But you may not have the feature turned on where you can swipe to the right and that will auto-populate your diet from the day before. Okay, so for example, let's just say you have, you had a breakfast yesterday, have breakfast today, it's the same thing. You could just swipe right. But if the auto-populate option is not on, you need to turn it on. So how do you do that? Every meal has its own settings. So there'll be a little ellipsis at the bottom of each meal area that you can enter in your meal. Hit that ellipsis, the 3 little dots, and turn on Auto Smart, I think is what it's called. Yeah, okay? There's only 3 options there. It's the first one. Okay, Auto Smart or something like that. All right, complete protein. And listen, I'm just saying what is. So please don't take this the wrong way if you're a pescatarian or especially if you're a vegan. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying what is and trying to give you the best information to my knowledge, okay? So I want you to try to get a complete source of protein, okay? Things like nuts and beans and seeds and all that, those are not complete sources of protein, all right? And let's just assume they were, okay? Well, that would be better. But there's also a bunch of other calories that come along with it. So really, especially if you're vegan or vegetarian or whatever, but especially vegan, you're very limited with your options here. So I'm gonna highly recommend a fortified protein powder. So basically it's gonna be like soy or pea based or something. But hopefully it's also fortified with essential amino acids, so you get more essential amino acids, because even if it's a complete source of protein, even if it's a complete source of plant protein, like if it's soy or hemp or buckwheat or quinoa or something like that, it's still going to be very low in the essential amino acids. The amino acids your body can't make. Those amino acids that you need to take in exogenously, right, through the diet. So get a protein powder. Also, I'm going to highly recommend, and I'll be carrying it very, very soon, take an essential amino acid supplement, okay? If you're not eating animal-based foods, take an essential amino acid supplement. This is going to help with your recovery tremendously. Okay, this is going to help you to maintain, maybe even build your lean body mass, your muscle. Okay, and bone. Actually, believe it or not, you know, bone is more than 50% protein. Everybody thinks it's calcium, but it's not. It's actually, if you look at bone on a percentage basis, it's more than anything, it's actually protein. Everything on our body is protein with the exception of fat, really. With the exception of, you know, the different kinds of fat we have in our body, but of course we all know subcutaneous fat, right? We can see it on ourselves. Okay? Brain and nerves are fat, but everything else is basically protein. And water. Okay. What else did I want to say? Let's get the message of the day. Doing great for time here. What I'm trying to do, this challenge. All right, the message of the day is, it's one of my faves. The message of the day is this: if it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me, all right? If it is to be, it's up to you. I'm laying everything out there for you. I'm not saying it's easy. Don't know how hard it's gonna be for you, but if you have the will, if you really want to do it, you'll do very well in this challenge, because that's all this challenge is about. It's not about genetics. It's not about, you know, being a special kind of athlete or a special kind of person, or, you know, there's no, in terms of the playing field here, you're all on the same playing field, okay? With the exception, if you are somebody coming into this who's already been dieting, who's already been watching their macros, who's already been weight training, okay, you're at a disadvantage, okay? All of you who are new to this, you're at an advantage because everything is new to you and the relative change is much greater than somebody else, like I just mentioned, right? Those who are doing these types of principles already, okay? So none of this, I have a slow metabolism. No, you don't. Is there variation from person to person? Yes. Are there people out there who have some metabolic issues? Yes. Very small percentage of the population. Tiny. Okay? You're all in the same playing field. So it's just a matter of putting in the work. Just execute. That's it. That's all you have to do. Execute every day. Be consistent with that, okay? All right. If it is to be, it's up to me. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself. For the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you all very soon. See you guys.